ultimately, I think the guys will rally for Alex Singleton because I don't know if you guys saw, but the reason why he's not playing is because he had testicular cancer. They saw a tumor and they removed it. And I guess a lot of guys are saying that's juicing them up to, play this game for him because he played the game on Thursday night knowing he was going to get surgery the following morning. And he even did like a hold my balls celebration in the Raiders game. So Alex Singleton's a dog, man. Love him.
Real coverage, real fans. Guys, let's go ahead and let's get here into your previews and predictions for Week 11. Got to start off with the game of the week, of course, for the division. Big in-division game. Kansas City Chiefs coming off a bye week. A little bit of preparation, a little bit of extra time to get healthy. Denver Broncos, of course, coming off of a close win against another in-division rival in the Raiders. And so, Ryan, let's kick this one off to you. What are you thinking about this one?
Listen. Ladies first. Marcus, you can go first.
Marcus, guess you're going first, Marcus. All right.
Wow.
Top of the division.
Well, he's paying respects to the team that's owned the division, so I guess it is right. So, Ryan,
okay.
He respects them. Historically, Andy Reid off a bye week, 22-4 historically, just get that out of the way. Last 19 matchups between Chiefs, Broncos. Chiefs are 17-2 in those last 19 matchups. This is one that I just pulled earlier. Patrick Mahomes, in the Patrick Mahomes era, the Chiefs have only lost one time going into a bye week. And then coming out, that was the famous game against the Rams, that Monday night game, which was like 50-50, where we lost to the Rams. Went to the bye week, came out of the bye week, beat the Raiders at Oakland at the time, 40-33. So 1-0 when Patrick Mahomes loses a game going into the bye week, on top of Andy Reid's ridiculous bye week record all time. And yeah, I mean, this game, like, it's one of those things, right? It's a great defense for the Broncos. I mean, just trying to look at anything, any kind of edge we have. I mean, there's a top almost every metric defensively. The one thing I'll say is they are susceptible. I mean, if you look at the Giants game, for example, that game they were able to utilize their tight ends against the Broncos. Theo Johnson had a good game, and Bellinger had a good game. Big plays in that game. I mean, there were 7 plays, 20 or more yards in that game. And if you look at the Chiefs' metrics this year, as far as explosive plays, we are amongst that, I think, top 5 in explosive plays this year. And that's something we can exploit against the Broncos. Broncos don't have Surtain this week. Is Alex Singleton not playing in this game?
He's not playing either.
He's not playing in this game.
So Singleton, and Dobbins will be out.
Yeah. And that to me, obviously, and you guys have a great defense without Surtain, as you showed last week. I just think this game, and then you talk about the numbers I mentioned earlier about all the offensive woes that the Broncos have. I think Spags is a guy whose name's popped up in the Giants head coaching search. I feel like not only has Andy Reid had 2 weeks to prepare, you have Spagnuolo has 2 weeks to prepare. And, he didn't have the best game against the Buffalo Bills the last time we saw our defense out there. I think he'll have whip up something against Bo Nix. Again, the last time we saw Bo Nix, our defense that we actually saw with our starters was like midway through the year last year, because the game at the end of the season, that was like our 3s and 4s playing in that game. That wasn't any of our it was very vanilla defense we played in that game. So it's been a while. So Bo Nix really hasn't had many looks against the Spags defense. I just think all in all, and I mentioned earlier, we need this game more than the Broncos do. Broncos are 8-2. They're riding high in Mile High. We are going to come into this game focused, coming off a bye with a big game plan to kind of go at this Denver team. I mean, and like I said, Denver can afford to lose a game as they are 8-2. We 5-4. The window's closing each week. So I do think we come in and win this game in a close one, like 27-21 is where I'm feeling with this game. I do think the urgency's there. If you heard Pat speak at the podium last week and you hear Kelsey on his podcast, they all know that, like, we're 5-4 now. It's time to buck up. And I think this is the game to start off a winning streak here in Denver. So, Chiefs 27-21.
All right, Marcus is going to take his Chiefs. Ryan, let's go back on up to you. What do you think is going to happen in this one?
Man, so I was pretty confident about this game earlier in the week before, Alex Singleton, they announced that he was going to be out. And then before Dobbins' injury came up as well, because after the game, no one really heard much. Like, we saw the play happen, which was a hip drop tackle, which they didn't find the player that made that tackle, but they're going to fine and suspend Greenlaw for a game for some words that he said to a ref. Whatever, NFL. You guys are pansies over there, but whatever. I mean, I guess you don't review film, but back to the game. My biggest concern defensively is not that Pat's going to be out, because I think last week or even the week before, we've proven that, we got the guys to at least hold it steady for a little bit. But it's the fact that Alex Singleton, he may not be the most physically gifted guy after his ACL tear, but just from Vance Joseph's words, how he's basically VJ's eyes and ears on the field. Like he's an extension of VJ because he wears the green dot. Singleton wears the green dot. So it's going to be most likely Greenlaw, I think, or maybe Stranad. Those are going to be the 2 starting linebackers. And we'll obviously see more of Greenlaw now because he's been kind of on a limited snap count, but he could play more. I think Stranad, since he's been with the team for the longest, is going to be wearing that green dot. So that's kind of my concern there, is the communication of the defense. So if they don't look like they're on par or like they usually are each week, I'm just going to immediately just assume that's the issue. And then Dobbins being out doesn't concern me as much because Harvey has looked pretty solid. And I think it may be also the case of, like, the Patriots with Travion Henderson, where they're just keeping him, they're just holding him back for a little bit until like ultimately injuries just we're like, all right, we got to put you out there. And I think he'll perform well. Jaleel McLaughlin's been a healthy scratch. And while he's not necessarily like, J.K. Dobbins or R.J. Harvey, he's a solid back, and he helped us out a lot last year and the year before that. And I think Tyler Bidet is good when it's not obvious that he's just going to get a screen or it's just a passing play and he's there for pass protection. Is pretty much a dead giveaway. So I'm still confident in our depth with the running backs, but I don't know. I think the Broncos will still win. And I say that because we've been good. We're undefeated at home this whole entire season. I think even going back a couple of games in the last season. So our home field advantage has been strong. I think Bo will bounce back, not throw 400 yards or anything, or maybe not even 300, but I think he's just going to be more of a point guard as he should have been with this offense and not make as many mistakes. And I'm not too worried about Kansas City's defense. I'm in Spagnuolo. Respect to him, but I think Sean Payton just knows how to play his defense very well and the right place to run and just how to stay in the game. And ultimately, I think the guys will rally for Alex Singleton because I don't know if you guys saw, but the reason why he's not playing is because he had testicular cancer. They saw a tumor and they removed it. And I guess a lot of guys are saying that's juicing them up to play this game for him because he played the game on Thursday night knowing he was going to get surgery the following morning. And he even did like a hold my balls celebration in the Raiders game. So Alex Singleton's a dog, man. Love him, even though sometimes he makes some mistakes. But I think this team's got a chip on their shoulder, especially after having that terrible performance against the Raiders, to go out there and have a good performance in all 3 phases.
Well, let's go ahead and let's see what the rest of the panel has to think about a big in-division matchup like this. Andrew, let's go on over to you because, look, hey, we love you, Small. No disrespect to you. Obviously, this game doesn't exactly affect you no matter who wins or who loses. But, Andrew, this one does affect you. This one does affect you a little bit more. And so who do you think wins this game? But also, who do you want to win this game?
Thanks for playing, Samoan. We appreciate you being here, buddy. Anyways, you're here for emotional support for Ryan.
You're that guy in like Super Mario where you just bubble the whole time so that in case somebody dies, you're still there.
We're here, guys. We're here.
So I'm going to pick the Chiefs for this game. And really, I'm only going to pick that largely because they have more momentum over the Broncos. The Broncos have been squeaking by. Like, the Jets should have beat you guys. I could go to like 4 games. You should have lost. At the end of the day, a win is a win. You guys are 8-2. It is what it is. Kudos to you guys. But you're finally moving into the hard part of your schedule. And again, I think you played a lot of easier teams up to this point. Well, I wouldn't say easier, but you squeaked by some teams you should have beaten handedly. Like the Jets, a great example. Jets just screwed that one up at the end. So I think that you play the Chiefs twice. So the Chiefs have plenty of opportunity to catch up to you guys specifically. So look, I think the Chiefs they're actually clicking on all cylinders. They're very good off of a bye week. It's Andy Reid, it's Patrick Mahomes, and again, it's going to be tight. At the end of the day, you'll still make the playoffs, right? For sure. So hopefully you'll be playing well into the playoffs. But bottom line, it's going to be 3 teams. I said at the beginning of the season, 3-horse race: Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos. I'm predicting you guys are going to end up 3rd in the division, but you'll make the playoffs as well too. So, but bottom line, look, I just think the Chiefs are ready. I think they're finally back on track and they're highly motivated. And the Broncos don't look good, man. I mean, your defense keeps you into every single game moving forward. I don't have a lot of stats or anything like that, but it's just what I think. So that's my take on it.
All right. And Simone, let's go down to you. Finish us up with this game. What do you think?
Yeah, like Kobe said, I mean, it doesn't really matter to us. Somebody's gonna win, but I think realistically, just seeing how the Broncos played against us and we're bad. I think that game really showed, I guess, how bad the Broncos were more than how bad the Raiders were already. Bad. But I feel like the Chiefs coming off the bye week could definitely take this one, and I think the Broncos defense will put up a fight for sure. It just always comes down to that offense and Bo Nix and how well they play, if they can match that same energy. But it's going to be a good matchup. I think it's going to be competitive, but at the end of the day, I got the Chiefs winning this one.
All right, Samoan's got the Chiefs winning this one. This is where we kick it off to you guys. Who do you think is going to win this big in-division game? Let us know in the comment section below. And guys, let's go ahead and let's head on over to the next game because, Andrew, you guys are playing the Jacksonville Jags. The Jags who, Marcus, I think they're a bit of a confusing team, right? Like they'll go out and they'll beat the Chiefs in a crazy fashion that you don't expect them to, but then they're also going to lose games you don't expect them to. They obviously just got Jacoby Myers too, and so a guy that you guys are familiar with that gives them a little bit of extra juice on the offensive side of the football. And so, Andrew, what are you expecting to happen in this one?
Good question. I'll say it to you this way. If we can run the ball like we did these past few games and the defense looks the way we past few games, it should be a cakewalk. Having said that, I feel like the Chargers always seem to have these games where they just sort of struggle. I have never been a person that really believes that moving from West Coast to East Coast and, the whole time difference really affects the teams. My brother James, the other podcaster that comes on for the Bowl Bros, he seems to think that really matters. So we'll see. Again, we have history with the Jags. Remember, we played them in the playoffs, and they came back in spectacular fashion and beat us in the playoffs, which I, to this day, was like a biggest kick in the freaking pills I've ever seen in my entire life. Having said that, I think the Chargers are finally moving the right direction. Travis Hunter is out for the season. I know that's interesting. I think Jack Kennedy just made that comment. And, bottom line, I think if the Chargers play the game that we've played these past few games, I think we'll definitely win this one. I think it'll be a close one. I think Chargers win by 3. I just really think we're clicking. The interesting thing, too, is we talk about all these injuries. Omarion Hampton will be back after the bye. So he will be back after the bye week, which is after the Jags game. So if we can beat the Jags, get Omarion Hampton back, we'll have a true 1-2 running back combination with a really horrible offensive line. Who knows how that's going to play out. During the bye, maybe Trevor Penning steals a spot. We'll see how that plays out. But look, I just think that the Chargers are running a nice bit of momentum at this moment. So I'm really hopeful that we get the W. I think the Chargers by 3 is my take, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, Andrew's going to take his Chargers by 3. Marcus, let's go down to you. Who are you going to take?
This team is something else, man. I do think them playing in Duval definitely gives them an edge. They're 3-point dogs at home. 75% of the money is on the Chargers in this game. Again, I have, just seeing what I saw when they played us, they brought the heat for that game. We should have won without Mahomes' bullshit pick 6. We win that game. But I don't know. I know the Chargers did what they did against Pittsburgh last week, and they looked phenomenal. And I think it's more about the offensive line of the Steelers, dominant defensive front. I do think it's a low-scoring game. Man, the Jaguars losing to Davis Mills last week. This makes absolutely no sense. God, I'll go Jaguars in a close one. Nothing surprises me with the Jaguars, man. Like you said, they can be a great team and then lose to a really shitty team. But I think being in Duval may make the difference there. So I think they pull an edge out of victory, small one.
All righty, let's go on over to Simone. Who do you think wins this one?
Yeah, I mean, we played the Jaguars a couple weeks ago, and we almost had their number. But seeing what they did this past week, like everybody's been saying, we don't know what to expect out of the Jacksonville Jaguars, at least for the Chargers coming off of a strong win. Like I said earlier, they got some momentum right now, at least defensively, to hold up against the Jaguars. It just all depends on Justin Herbert and the offensive line. But from what we've seen so far, he's been able to at least keep it consistent for the most part. So I got the Chargers edging this one out. Even going to the East Coast, they should be able to win this game, but you just never know which team's going to show up. But I just think that the Chargers just a little bit too much for the Jaguars in this week's matchup.
All right, well, it looks like we got a lot of love for the Chargers. Ryan, do you also have love for the Chargers, or are you going to ride with the hot hand again?
Do you guys know have you guys seen that video of that dude named like Wee Hoopin? Like I think he's a Ravens fan. He was on a live stream and he just like the Jags after his Ravens lost to the Jags. Yeah, it's gonna be the Chargers this weekend. It's gonna be all the Chargers fans because I'm taking the Jags. I don't know, like Marcus said, I don't know what the hell it is with this team. but they lose last week, or they almost lose to the Raiders. Yet they're also in a dogfight and get the dub against the Chiefs. This is one of those teams, it's just, I guess they just match up well against certain teams. And given the injuries with the Chargers, I think the Chargers are very week to week based on who they're matching up against, based on the current injuries that they have. Is ultimately how I think like the rest of the season is going to go for you guys, especially with Joe Alt being out. And I just think the Jaguars, they're a physical team. They're a very, very physical team. Not saying that the Chargers aren't, but like I said, injuries. So I'm going to take the Jags. I guess they're just playing the AFC West very well this year as well. At least with the Chargers and Raiders, it looked like that. But yeah, I'm going to take the Jags with this one.
All right, Ryan loves the hot hand, and he's going to take the Jags in this one. Let's go ahead and let's get into the final game here of the week for Week 11.
Prime time.
This is prime time, baby. This is where we kick it off too. I mean,
in front of the millions and millions of fans at
Please
home,
tell me
man.
it's Monday Night Football so that I don't have to see it because I have YouTube TV.
They need to rotate that one out of prime time. That's for sure.
No excuse for the offense this week, Samoa.
I mean, come on now.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the best thing about this is that we got a long break. I'll take it though. But
It is
Monday
Monday Night
prime
Football.
time. I feel like the lights are gonna come on, man. We gonna play a little different. I think last week was just because we were playing the Broncos, but this week, coming off of a long week of just practicing and whatnot. Max Crosby feeling good. He called out Akeem Talib today. I feel like Pete Carroll got everybody in order. It's gonna be a big matchup. Offensively. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys have a real high-powered offense. Defensively, anybody could score on them, I guess, from what I've seen these past couple of weeks. Then you go back to the Raiders' offense. We haven't been really scoring that much anyway. So I think it's going to come down defensively and how well our defense does against them, because we can at least bank on them to show up. As far as the offense, this is going to be a big, big game for Geno Smith and seeing what Ashton Jensen can do, especially with an offensive line that's really banged up right now with no JPJ, no Dylan Parham. I'm kind of nervous about this one. I think my heart says the Raiders for sure, but I don't think the offense is good enough to win this game. Then again, it just goes back to how much we utilize Brock Bowers in this game against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they are one of the worst defenses in the NFL. So if Chip Kelly and the offense wants to show up, then I think we have a chance. But overall, realistically, I guess taking my Raider cap off, I got the Cowboys winning this one.
Taking his
It should be
Raider
interesting,
cap
though,
off,
hopefully.
man.
Hopefully interesting, but I'll be there hoping for a win, man.
Cap off, man. Hoping for a win, but thinking it probably won't be. Ryan, let's go on up to who do you think wins this one?
You may be going up against a terrible defense, but you're not going up against a poor offense. So I think this week the Cowboys are just going to shred you guys. They're going to shred up your defense, but I mean, they also have a terrible defense, so maybe it is close. Maybe you guys are able to do some stuff. I expect Brock Bowers to have a big game and actually get targeted well. So I'm gonna take the Cowboys though. I'm still gonna take the Cowboys. I just think 2 wins. You see that 2-7? Yeah, that 2 is not going to change for the rest of the season for you guys.
Yeah. I think if Bo Nix can light up Dallas's defense, I think Geno can do the same thing, though.
Yeah, that's not true. Yeah, that's not true. Yeah,
you know
in your heart that's not true.
Dallas
Geno-
now, though.
Yeah. There's 6s, bro. There's 6s.
You can't forget about that, man. I mean, who knows?
They're in the same tier. We're on the same tier, guys, man.
Maybe those
No,
two
no,
players
no.
for Dallas can make a difference to that defense. Logan Wilson's a dog. Quentin Williams is a dog, man. Only time.
Oh, they did get those guys. I forgot.
They get those guys at the deadline, man. Those guys are good impact players. But Andrew, let's go on over to you. Who are you taking?
Samoan, I really like you, buddy. I want to pick the Raiders. I really do, dude.
Then do it.
I do, but I can't.
Do it.
I can't. No, here's the thing. I'll say this: like Cowboys have a horrible, horrible defense, and I'll say this: the Raiders have looked pretty good defensively, right?
Yeah.
But the Cowboys have a pretty good offense, and the Raiders have a really bad offense, right? So Geno's not great. Look, I'm picking a shootout, and I think the Cowboys win by 3.5. I mean, that's 3.5, whatever. The Raiders don't know how to win right now. I don't know if it's a locker room issue or it's a across the board issue. I don't know if they have the right people. I don't know if they have the right scheme. Chip Kelly, I think, probably is losing a lot of his offensive players. Geno Smith doesn't seem motivated anymore. I even heard that he faked an injury last week. He didn't want to play anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, he faked his quad injury or whatever. And he's like, oh, yeah, he faked it. He didn't want to go back out and play. So I mean, whether it's true or not, I have no idea. But bottom line, I don't know. I think the Cowboys are going to be there. Just so you know, I'm probably not going to watch the game. But I'll just say this: I think the Cowboys are going to win.
That's good for you. That's good for you.
Shout out Disney and ESPN. I can't watch.
There you go.
Thank you guys.
Rotate that game out. Nobody cares. Like,
Hey,
okay.
I don't think he faked it because he really wanted to play, and a lot of Raider fans wanted him to sit down, but he continued to come in the game. I was like, damn, Kenny can't get no shine out there.
No, but did you hear that he was faking an injury, some sort of quad injury or something like that? Someone said he faked it.
Oh no! But he actually looked better. He actually looked better on the field after he got banged up though. So I don't know. Maybe Perk Gino's a little different than a regular.
There we go. He's running for his life. He doesn't want to stay hurt. Yeah, I get it.
Well, let's go down to Marcus. Marcus, wrap us up here with today's video. You just gonna make this Cowboys too?
I think it would be the only person. I think it would be the only person who picks the Raiders this week.
Wow.
Marcus always holding it down for the nation. Let's go.
I think. I mean, this is strictly a.
I didn't even pick the Raiders.
I was surprised you didn't.
I know.
I think the Raiders found something last week. I know the Broncos. It's a much worse offense than the Dallas offense, but I think the Raiders found something last week and kind of although it was a loss. Probably a moral victory for those guys. So I think they may carry that over into this game against Dallas. Primetime game. I mean, the numbers are kind of staggering as far as the betting numbers here. So 87% of the money line is on Dallas. It's only a 3.5-point spread. That's almost 90% of the money is on Dallas to just win straight up. And then 82% of the money is on Dallas to win as a spread, which to me, that's a red flag. It's only 3.5 points here. I'm going to go Raiders to win outright. And I do think it's going to be a shootout. The over-under is the highest total of the week at 50.5. So it could be a shootout game on Monday night. So you guys are missing out on a Monday night game. You got to watch this game, right?
Prime time, guys.
Well, you got to figure out a way to illegally stream this, man.
I mean, if I got nothing better to do, but I'm sure I can find something better to do.
Well, Marcus is going to pick the Cowboys. This is where we kick it off to you guys. What are your thoughts about this game? What are your thoughts about all these games in Week 11? Let us know who you guys are taking in the comment section below so that we can come back and look at them next week when we break down everything that happened in Week 11 and preview Week 12. On your way out, make sure you guys hit that big thumbs up button. Help support us massively here at the AFC West Roundtable. If you guys want to support us, it's the best way to do so. It's completely free and it takes less than a second. Of course, make sure to subscribe to the AFC West Roundtable so that you get notified every single time we post a video, every single time that we go live, so that you guys can get in on the discussion. And of course, subscribe to each of these guys' individual channels. Links in the description box below. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. We will see you guys, though, next week. Same time, same place. We appreciate you guys for watching.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Real coverage, real fans.
Sleeper, you guys know them, you guys love them. Use the promo code you see on the screen, RTS, and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions do apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Now, we do have a big in-division matchup, so I do want to kick this on over to Marcus, and I want to kick this on over to Ryan. Marcus, let's start with you. What do you think about Travis Kelce, 45.5 receiving yards? You want to take over or under that?
I'd like it better just over 40 yards. Yeah, I'll do that. There's been some stats over the last, going back to last year. I think he's he's only hit under 40 yards like 3 times, going back to last 12 games. But yeah, I would take the over on that. Yeah.
What do you think about Rashee Rice? Because you guys got him back and he started to cook. He has an anytime touchdown prop here. Do you think that he will get in the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, so far, both games he's been back, score a touchdown. He's leading our team in targets, but both games he's been back. So yeah, I'll do a touchdown there.
All right,
and no Surtain this weekend, correct?
Yeah, no Pat.
Yeah. Oh, see, there you go. Even better, even more likely. I like that, Marcus. I like that. Ryan, let's go on over to you. What about Bo Nix? He's at 218.5 passing yards. You think he'll get over or under?
I'm gonna go over. I think Bo, I won't say a bounce back game, he's gonna put up 4 touchdowns, but I think he's gonna play much better. I think he went out to the mountains over the weekend, clear his mind. So hopefully he'll be able to put up some decent numbers. I think he'll go over.
All right. What do you think about Cortland Sutton longest reception, 20.5 yards.
Shoot, I don't know. This dude can have like no catches one week, but against the Chiefs, I'll go over.
Over
Yeah,
that one?
I'll go over on that one. He's just, he is the main target all the time. And against the Chiefs, I think we usually bring our A game most of the time, and we play you guys well. I mean, we play each other well. It's usually pretty competitive games. So, and based on last year, in the actual game against starters, like Sutton was a pretty significant player in that game for us.
Well, Ryan has Sutton with a big play in this game. This is where we kick it off to you guys. What do you think about the parlay that we just built? Let us know in the comment section below. And of course, follow our parlay over on Sleeper. Link in the description box below.